Someone had a kid at 15, someone else had theirs at 51. Someone had a job at 20, some other person had theirs at 35. Someone got married at 25, some other person got married at 60. Our journeys are also uniquely different, and you have to fall in love with that. You're neither behind nor ahead in life. You're exactly where you are supposed to be. That's where you are. So yesterday I'm having a conversation with this lady, a friend. She had called me up that she wanted to talk. It turned out she wasn't in the best state of mental health. Right off the bat, you could tell she was going through some things. So I listened to her, and summarily, it was just all about her coming out bare, just being so vulnerable in front of me, expressing out all her frustrations. Basically, this lady was feeling behind in life. She thought she wasn't where she ought to be or where it was expected of her to be. And so I let her speak. I practiced what we call active listening. I let her pour out everything. And while she spoke, an idea came to mind on how I could best uplift her spirits again. And so when she was done talking, I said something to her that just brightened her whole spirit. It felt a little bit magical. It was like someone had turned on the lights on the corridors of her mind and all that. And so I decided to share exactly what I shared with her on this channel, because you never know. There could be many others just like her listening to me right now. And so basically, I asked her a very simple question, which was, do you have any siblings? And her answer was, yeah. She said she was the third of 4 kids. So I asked her, I said, have you ever felt behind your 2 older siblings by virtue of the fact that they're older than you, or that they showed up before you? And she was like, of course not. And I was like, why? And she said, it just happened. And I said, have you ever felt better off than the one sibling who is younger than you, who showed up after you? And again, she said, of course not. And I was like, why? And she had the same response. It just happened. And that's when I popped in. And I let her understand that it was never of her making, showing up as the third born. And just because she showed up third doesn't mean, and will never mean, that she's either lacking behind her 2 older siblings or is ahead of her younger sibling in life in any way, shape, or form. No. It just happened. And the lesson here is that inasmuch as we may shy away from the truth, much of life just happens. Much of life just happens. And our individual journeys are also unique to us. Also unique to us. The life journey of our other siblings started exactly when they were born. Hers started when she was born. And you couldn't have changed this order. It just happened. And that's the same thing with life. Exactly the same thing. Things just happen, and things will happen at their own time. And we gotta respect that. Not to say we just lay on our laurels and do nothing, no. But to understand that the best we can do is all we can do. Do the best you can to set the direction of your life to where you want it to be. But understand that after you do all that, there is something higher at play, and you must respect it. And things will work out in the best ways at their own time. Someone had a kid at 15, someone else had theirs at 51. Someone had a job at 20, some other person had theirs at 35. Someone got married at 25, some other person got married at 60. I mean, our journeys are also uniquely different, and you have to fall in love with that. Focus on your own journey and do not compare yourself with others, because the source of all suffering is comparing your life to others. This lady I talked with, if you paid attention to everything she said, you would have realized that the reason for her suffering, even though unbeknown to her, is that she was comparing her life to others, her friends, her colleagues, and all that. That's the only reason why we suffer, because we compare ourselves to others. Be content with who you are in the course of your journey, and trust God and trust the universe to deliver you the best in due time. Do not fret. Do not worry. Trust the universe. And again, understand that your journey is unique to you. Be in competition with one person, yourself, and none others. You're neither behind nor ahead in life. You're exactly where you are supposed to be. That's where you are. I hope this message helps. Have a good one.